The Celestials invade, the void twists the land's very essence, the citizens are forced to serve or face utter obliteration. Telos is not ours. If the Lord of all realms isn't confident about its vast powers, then what role do we, the players, have in this story? Welcome to Telos Realms, where you fight against supernatural forces to defend your home. Today we'll be delving a little deeper into the story that lies beneath the surface. This is the lore of Telos Realms. Genesis. In the beginning, there was no light. The universes were constructed in unique methods by their own powerful entities, and yet God wished for them to be united, thus sending his choirs to ensure his role as the eternal shepherd. Loa the Creator had a thought one day. He wished for the lands to bloom with biomes, each distinct from one another. He thought of nature, fire, cold, and death willing Telos into existence. But the empty void seethed at its newfound beauty, swearing it would retake what was rightfully theirs, and thus it created a being of its own, the Voided King. Telos fell into the grasps of Celestials and Void. The citizens cried without hope. After a duel with Onyx, Loa retreated into his hideout, vowing to never create again, only for us players to kill him for a funny healing pet. Game is game, I suppose. Dominus. Onyx, the leader of all realms, was once a renowned knight of Telos. As he made his name known as the strongest, little did he know that his power-hungry nature would cost him his freedom. He caught the attention of celestial powers, forcing him to make a choice between serving the angels or becoming victim to the ever-expanding void. Asmodeus is implied to be Onyx's god, someone who grants him power and also fights for control over the night. Nowadays, Onyx has become a puppet ruler, seeking an audience with the players once they have vanquished numerous renowned figures in the realm. When the fight commences, Onyx bolsters an arrogant tone fit for a powerful knight of his caliber, and yet he is forced to call upon the power of the Celestials to exalt him past his limits further during the fight. As your duel commences, you become noticeably aware of Onyx losing confidence. His final call to the Simulacrum sounds dejected, as if he knew his end was near. This is not a battle against the megalomaniac of a ruler that we had once envisioned. This was a battle for the realm. As his final slither of health disappears, a portal opens up beneath him, dragging him into the unknown, leaving us with the haunting words from the Lord we thought most powerful. Telos is not ours. We, the player, feel a certain connection to Onyx, both sharing a similar status early in our journeys, and yet Onyx has fallen from favor, choosing the cowardly route of yielding to the Celestials. Onyx had limits. We do not. Vocatio Inanis. The Void is an inconceivable force encountered early in the player's journey, the majority of the bosses being influenced or outright controlled by his corruption. As quoted by the server owner, the Void is a venom-like substance that spreads and enhances entities trapped within it. This ranges from a bird becoming an epic phoenix and a rabbit becoming an enemy stand user. Two of the most important yet opposing figures influenced by the Void are Omnipotent and Kronos, both being implied to have been regular citizens of Telos at one point. While Kronos was consumed and made a disciple, Omnipotent was the first and only figure to escape its influence, successfully harnessing its unimaginable power. Omni started his conquest of Telos, enslaving figures such as Mirage from the Desert Temple and Loto. Despite his arrogant showings, the boss currently in the game is confirmed to have been a smaller fragment of his power. His power-hungry plan seemingly has a starting point, to take down Onyx. Call this speculation if you will, but defeating Onyx will cause him to sink into the purple portal reminiscent of the Void. The order has changed. We cannot comprehend his plans. A fragment of the Void has seeped into Telos, taking shape as the infamous Shattered Kingdom, spawned from the very essence of nothing. The Voided King commenced his rule with an iron fist. He perpetuated the spread of the Void's corruption to fortify his legions, rewarding loyalists with unimaginable power, but it was only a matter of time before the king caught wind of the incoming crusades. During the fight with Valerion, the king's most trusted knight, we learn of the kingdom's curse that forced his soldiers to protect the empire till the end of time. We also learn of the king's attempts at stopping the Holy Invasion from Nebulous Dialogue, who states that embracing the Void was a necessity in Telos' survival. The cult also takes a major role in this dungeon, where the free souls assist us in infiltrating the kingdom. But why would they assist us in breaking into the very thing they worship? Upon vanquishing the Twilight Battle Mage, we enter the inner sanctum of the Shattered Kingdom, intruding on the battle between Ophanim and the Voided King. It is here where we realize the cult soul's intentions, for the Voided King is on the cusp of being defeated. We enter the arena greeted by Ophanim and a mysterious Void figure. It may have been possible for the Voided King to triumph over Ophanim, but we soon realize he may have been betrayed by the unnamed entity. Despite the Void being depicted as a malevolent force throughout our journey, it is here we see the king actively attempt to protect the players from a gruesome fate. For redemption is no longer relevant for this monarch, for the Voided Empire has fallen. The role of the Void has just begun in the story of Telos, for the vacuum left behind by the Voided King leaves much to desire from other characters such as Omnipotent. The corruption continues to spread, angered by the death of its avatar. No one will be safe from its wrath, not even the Celestials. Irae. As far as Telos Realms is concerned, God is real. As mentioned earlier in the video, God did not create the universe in this story, rather sending his most trusted adversaries to conquer them in his name. The three Celestials sent to Telos are Seraphim, Ophanim, and Cherubim, members of Heaven's highest order. Seraphim was sent to conquer the universe, residing within the Celestial Providence, while puppeteering Asmodeus and the fallen heroes. He is the weakest of the three, relying on his minions to vanquish you before you could confront him. Asmodeus is his demon servant, known as the possessor of Onyx, acting as the source of Onyx's exalted might. Upon Seraphim's defeat, he reveals the names of the other two angels, stating that his consciousness will be revived once he is needed to conquer another universe. This is quite a departure from biblically accurate lore, since Seraphim is often considered the highest ranking of the angels. Ophanim was sent to vanquish any opposition in Telos, specifically the Voided King. There really isn't much about this specific angel, only that his death reveals that God's plan for Telos expands past even the Celestials he had sent there. Upon his defeat, Ophanim warns the player of their incoming demise from the final angel. Cherubim has not been released on the server as of now, yet the warnings of the two vanquished Celestials weigh heavily on our consciousness as we prepare for the battle. Perhaps a follow-up video may be required when the time comes to face this mighty foe. God is a confirmed boss in future updates, possibly one of the final ones. It is evident that his plan is incomprehensible, seeing as though he is willing to sacrifice his three best angels for this cause. Despite their powerful status, the Celestials are shown to carry their own conflicts, one of light and shadow. Upon taking Ophanim and Seraphim to their second phases, both undergo a transformation that empowers yet consumes them in darkness. This is not to be confused with Void, since this energy seems exclusive to Celestials. The Shadowlands and its abominations are a consequence of a fallen crusade and attempts to destroy the Celestial Province. Alas, Onyx was too much a brutal force for them, and the brave warriors fell. The decaying corpses of the slain army tainted the lands with darkness, giving birth to the Shadowlands. There are 4 mini-bosses residing within the Shadowlands: the Reaper, Warden, Herald, and Defender, all brainlessly defending the thing they swore to destroy. These fallen heroes are speculated to have failed in their war against the Celestials, causing the Shadows to empower their hollow armor whilst their bodies rotted. With more updates to Shadowlands on the way, we are sure to receive more explanations of how this wasteland came to be. The Celestials are unarguably our main opposition in this story, powerful enemies that will test our strength and will to survive. The Holy have spoken, and unfortunately, they have spoken against us. The final chapter, the final stand, the one last hope. Us, the players. We have answered a call from lands far away by leaving the safety of our nexus. We are outsiders in the story of conquest, infection, and pain, yet our consciousness begs us to continue fighting. The previous chapters are tales of the past, legends we may choose to embrace or depart from to shape our future. Our goals are clear: train our skills, upgrade our gear, and exalt our limitless selves.
We understand Onyx's words now. We understand his hidden pleas. We shall answer the call by fighting back. And then, only then, Telos will be ours. Come assist us in the fight against the Void and the Holy. Simply enter the server IP shown on the screen here. It's a completely 1.21.1 server with the resource pack automatically downloading upon entering with no mods required. You should join Telos now!